Welcome, Billionaire Life Seekers! Today's video isn't for the faint-hearted. We're talking about the 15 haunted forests around the world with real ghost stories. Watch this video till the very end for a spooky bonus fact. Let's begin. Number 15. The Witchwood Forest at Romania. From the moment a military technician captured a photograph of a UFO hovering over this forest in 1968, Witchwood has gained paranormal notoriety around the world. The area has become known as the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, as some believe it to be a portal that causes visitors to disappear. Other people who have passed through the forest without being zapped into another realm, that is, reported rashes, nausea, and feelings of anxiety. Number 14. The Epping Forest, California. The community of Epping Forest sounds like it belongs in the world of Tolkien, even though it lies just southwest of Escondido in San Diego County. How fitting, then, that it is crawling with tall tales, myths, and stories of haunted spirits and goblins. Legend has it that Romani people used to occupy Epping Forest in the early 19th century, until nearby townsfolk drove them out and slaughtered those that remained behind. Supposedly, they exacted revenge by cursing the forest and its surrounding lands. Number 13. The Black Forest, Germany. Hardly any sunlight breaks through the dense fir trees of the Black Forest, and the myths surrounding these woods are more fantastical than paranormal. A headless horseman riding on a great white steed, a king who kidnaps women to take them to his underwater lair where he lives among the nymphs, friendly dwarves, and lurking werewolves. Number 12. Witchwood Forest, Oxfordshire, England. Yet another English creepfest, Witchwood Forest's air of mystery stems from the story of Amy Robsart, the wife of the Earl of Leicester. Robsart mysteriously broke her neck and died in 1560. Years later, her husband encountered her ghost, who told him he'd die soon, and he did. Locals believe anyone who sees her ghost will meet the same fate. Number 11. Yosemite National Park, California. Yosemite National Park is beloved for its epic waterfalls and giant sequoia groves, but there are areas of the park that might give you a different kind of goosebumps. For example, some visitors who have hiked the Chilwalna Falls trailhead reported hearing the distinct sound of someone crying. Native American folklore attributes the cries to a boy who drowned in nearby Gross Lake. His spirit calls out for help, but helpers get pulled under and drown. Number 10. The Aokigahara Forest in Japan. This seemingly serene forest at the foot of Mount Fuji has a tormented past. Colloquially known as a suicide forest, Aokigahara has the world's second highest rate of suicides. It's also easy to get lost in the Aokigahara Forest. Many hikers will mark their path with tape or string to make it easier to find their way back out again. The sprinkling of clothing and letters left throughout the labyrinthine woods gives Aokigahara that extra touch that will leave you in a cold sweat. Number 9. Freetown Fall River State Forest, Massachusetts. The Freetown State Forest sits smack dab in the Bridgewater Triangle, an area in southeastern Massachusetts swarming with paranormal activity, roaming specters, UFO encounters, and even Bigfoot sightings. Some believe that the forest's haunted history dates back to colonial times, when settlers purchased the land, sacred burial grounds included, from the Wampanoag tribe. The transaction is said to have cursed the area, which has since been the site of satanic cult rituals and murders in the 1970s and 80s. Number 8. Daring Woods, Smarden, England. The Daring Woods are commonly referred to as the Screaming Woods, or, a perfect place to host your next family camping trip. Visitors report hearing blood-curdling screams coming from the forest's depths at night, and as well as footsteps and whispers on foggy days. The screams are often attributed to a highwayman who was captured and killed by the villagers in the 18th century, and whose ghost apparently still holds quite the grudge. Number 7. Dow Hill Forest, India. Located in the West Bengal town of Kurseong, the Dow Hill Victoria Boys' School is known as one of the most haunted places in India. Locals claim to hear footsteps echoing through the halls when the school is closed from December to March. But it is the surrounding forest that garners the most paranormal attention. It's been the murder site for many cases, and locals report seeing a headless boy wandering among the trees and along the path between the school and forest, appropriately named Death Road. Number 6. Angelina National Forest, Tennessee. Back in the early 1900s, Angelina National Forest was home to a thriving sawmill town of over 1,000 people. The mill was sadly a beacon for disaster, getting hit by a hurricane in 1911 and then by a fire in 1914. Residents soon abandoned the area, leaving behind a tiny ghost town with creepy paranormal rumors. These include the screams and sightings of a young woman who was killed in a tragic accident while visiting her boyfriend at the mill. Number 5. Devil's Tramping Ground, North Carolina. Deep in the North Carolina woods, about 50 miles south of Greensboro, is a mysterious circle where no plant or tree will grow, nor any animals cross its path. The area has built up quite the eerie reputation over the years, with people claiming to see red eyes glowing there at night. Number 4. Bokaini Forest, Latvia. According to folk tales, the Bokaini Forest might have been an old site for pagan rituals, and it now has the mystic ability to heal people. The heaps of moss-covered rocks give rise to all sorts of speculation by the locals. There are reports of people suffering and even dying shortly after leaving the woods, and locals warn that stealing a rock will end in a stint of bad luck. Number 3. Manchac Swamp, Louisiana. Like many other ghost stories in New Orleans, the Manchac Swamp is also said to be haunted. According to legend, a voodoo princess named Julie White used to live in the swamp and dole out curses to those who wronged her. One of her most menacing premonitions was that a cataclysmic disaster would occur when she died. Sure, a hurricane hit the area on the day of White's funeral in 1915. Her ghost supposedly haunts the swamp to this day. Number 2. Epping Forest, Essex, England. Over a dozen murder victims have been found in the Epping Forest in the last 50 years. It has developed a reputation for spooky sounds and ghostly apparitions. Some people also claim that if you drive to Hangman's Hill and park in neutral, your car will slowly be pulled uphill. Number 1. Yowata no Yabushirazu, Japan. The bamboo forest of Yowata is reportedly one of the most haunted places in Japan, and that's saying something. Rather than traditional ghost sightings, the story about Yowata center around the belief that anyone who enters the forest gets spirited away. Yep, just like the movie, and never seen again. A fence currently surrounds Yowata, barring anyone from setting foot inside. You've got some courage to make it to the end of this video. As a token of our gratitude, here's a bonus fact. The Aokigahara Forest in Japan was featured in one of the most controversial videos on YouTube, and for all the wrong reasons. In December 2018, YouTuber Logan Paul ventured into the suicide forest with friends and ran into a dead body of a local who had committed suicide. He continued to film his reaction to this discovery, complete with laughter and joking, which he later explains in his way of trying to cope with the shock of the situation. He later posted a second apology on YouTube, calling his decision to post the video a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. Which of the above haunted forest stories did you find the spookiest? Let us know in the comments. That wraps it up for today. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for future updates. See you later!